is going to allow is to hear any rotates coming from that truck area coming towards that Z, and he's basically cut off that middle area and given his team that info that, hey, we can start going towards A. There might be an A stack, but look, there's nobody in middle. I can come up highway at any moment.
A double fence. PKL, you can see he's playing actually anti-flash, so Yell's going to be the first point of contact. He wants to fight, and he wants to die essentially here to give a chance to his teammate.
Ooh.
As a Molly is actually, it went back quad, so he's going to be able to fight this. But so many Renegade members as, yeah, the Molly spreads. It actually was thrown towards fence. A late spread as Renegades is now stuck in a rough spot. Good play for him to get 2 from the site, but perhaps it's not enough as Showtime, with that smoke, is allowed to push this bomb to planner. He will catch Ustillo out, but he just simply can't hit the shots. Ustillo, big play from him as he was shut down the last 2 Luminosity players, and it was a little awkward there for a second.
I mean, that was a great job from Luminosity. They read the A stack to come in 3 people towards that A site, but then Renegades, nifty with that crucial clutch Molotov, hits the fence, pushes 2 CTs out in front of those 3 Glocks, and Renegades basically get an open fight, pretty easy for them. They move into the site. You see Nekis put up some sort of a fight with 2 frags of his own, but unfortunately it's not enough. Renegades, that Molotov secures that pistol round for them. Great job.
On to this one. Second round buys are still so interesting to me. Every time I watch a new team play or a team I haven't cast in a while, second round buys have evolved so much since the UMP getting changed up, as that's a nice opener from Nifty, or from Nafla, excuse me. That's the scout down. So the tag potential is getting eliminated as Renegades. This is just a safe default across the map, and Luminosity are walking right into it.
1 frag. A little bit of silver lining here.
Kale's going to try, but Ustillo will say no, as it is just Cello. Renegade just going through the motions, losing 1 player, can't be too upset about it.
Cello may be able to get himself 1 more here, but nonetheless, Renegades have done a good job of running that slow eco round, not rushing, just picking apart. And you see Naf open it up with that great shot towards middle. As soon as that happens, Nifty gets himself another kill, and now they're already in a 3-on-5. So great job from Renegades, taking it slow, not overcommitting to anything, and just trying to find any easy pick the CTs are going to get them. They find 4, and now Cello picks up 1, and he's probably going to get that scout, get that armor, and try and get out of dodge.
I think Hazard is actually holding that gun towards mid. Cello, if he wants to try to push, I think it was an AK dropped outside vents. It probably got switched out for that UMP, perhaps. It looks like Cello's just, as you said, content to save his armor and scout. Renegades will go up to 0. And if Cello stays alive here, look for him to...
Ooh, he gets an
okay,
AK.
that's great. Yeah, he got that kill. He was
and
scared
he's
of
gonna
someone
get the
holding
Molotov. Does he get the Molotov? Oh, the Molotov bounced behind him.
Where'd it go?
Oh, that's
You did get it. He did get it. Yeah. Okay, so look for him to drop a pistol over to one of his teammates, I'd imagine. And just rock out that AK. So that's the one saving grace into this round for LG.
And Cello ends up making a little bit better of a round for himself than he thought, getting himself a kill, picking up an AK, Molotov, saving that head armor. He's going to be able to anchor a site fairly well here, considering it's an eco round coming out for his team. And I do believe we have a pause coming in. A little technical issue right now.
A little quick issue. Nothing we can't solve here. That pistol round was... It's funny, too, because the only saving grace, as you mentioned, from Renegades into that pistol round was the Molly. They don't have that Molly. PKL is getting baited for. You think he wins that round, right?
Exactly. So you saw Nifty pick it up, and like at the start of the round, you said it's going to be interesting to see what he uses that Molly for, and he uses that Molotov in the perfect place. Exactly.
Maybe
for that
quad,
fence,
he could have used it, but it was
perfect.
Yeah.
Great job from Nifty there with that Molotov.
And rarely, I mean, not often do you see CTs willing to give up mid control on pistol round. Normally, you see someone shoulder peeking or something. So it's a gamble as well.
Well, they did have the guy towards highway. At the top of the
highway,
A site. Yeah, at the top A site, and he was spotting down the highway just to make sure nobody flanked Z, and then they had the 2B stack on top of it. So it was a fairly decent setup, but that Molotov, like I was saying, just threw a wrench in that whole thing.
Well, back in game we will go. As I mentioned, that CZ gets thrown over to Yell. Being the opera, now he doesn't have to buy anything. PKL is just going to pick up a nice cheap P250. As Renegades will just get the 1 MAC-10 still. The rest will just get the rifles. Feeling pretty confident in this round, and really as they should.
Cello actually picked up a smoke as well, so that's going to help him anchor even more now as he's going to be able to delay that T-side push towards the B site, and he's actually going to get aggro himself and look for a couple kills as the rest of Luminosity is stacked towards the A side, and Ustillo with that MAC-10 going to be looking to build that wally here this round.
He's right now being a cultivator, trying to just farm up as much as he can. Now Cello has all the info. But Renegades are still very open with his default, as he still actually just straight up jumps out A main with his MAC-10.
Cello might get the bomb here.
Oh, he could.
Oh, timing.
Oh, he actually gets dinked up and removed from Nifty. Timing was not on Cello's side as Justillo from Forklift still wreaking havoc as PKL is good for one frag, but nothing else will follow. So that's perfect from Renegades, only losing the MAC-10, go up 3-0, and it must feel good after you convert if you can convert the clean 3 rounds, especially how strong force buys are. So they're in the clear as Luminosity will get out their first rifles.
Yeah, that could have been a costly round there if Nifty got taken down with the bomb. Cello might have been able to pick up 2 or 3 more kills and make that economy round a little bit better for the Luminosity side. Fortunately, Nifty checking all his corners, even the useless room towards that B site, and he's able to find Cello, timing him perfectly, shot him in the back, and that's an easy kill for Nifty.
I like this from Yell. Glass cannon right off the gates in towards Sandbag 2 will go. As Renegades continuing to show us more and more. As 3 players with bomb go towards Squeaky. And Luminosity have put a lot of pressure towards mid and B into this round. As you will see Yell still just posted on mid. Keep in mind, no armor. 1 bullet will send his crosshair flying. As JKS is willing to take this chance. It's looking like JKS will be the highwayman. So it's looking like a 1-1-3 here for Renegades. JKS is going to get some support, some utility thrown over, but I think he'll just sit here now as they just walk out A like they own it. PKL tries to keep them back. In the meantime, towards mid, Yell gets a frag, but a well-placed molly again seems to be the story so far into this game. As we are into a 4v3 retake in a moment. As the bomb goes down, keep in mind, no kits for Luminosity, so time, a big issue here. As the flash is perfect from Renegades, forces Cello to turn around, gets caught as it's just showtime in a 1v4. What can he do? And only 1 frag as Renegades are looking very crisp. Yeah, that was another great round out of Renegades. You see them create that mid-presence, bring the CTs over on the Luminosity side towards that highway box, and the 3 people burst out Squeaky. No nades, nothing. They're basically looking that if there is going to be a guy there, it's going to be the 1 anchored A guy, and it's going to be an easy 3-on-1 fight. Regardless, they're going to be able to get into the A site. The benefit there was, well, they had a free A site when they got in, a little bit of contention because of the way that they pulled Luminosity towards that middle. So great job from Renegades into that first gun round. What a strat to come out with. And now you can see Zaff is just straight up taking any fight he can right now, knowing that Luminosity will be on breadcrumbs. And he's looking to follow those breadcrumbs to the victory into this round. As PKL with his Deagle will try to put up some kind of defense here, but Renegades not taking many chances. Good peek from PKL to get Justillo out, and that player Squeaky didn't feel comfortable swinging to help him out. So now there's an AK on PKL with no armor, but certainly has, whenever you have an AK, there's still always a chance to get just that 1 bullet, 1 kill. And we will see Renegades move towards that B site now as they don't want to fight anymore on that AK and maybe get, you know, unlucky 1 bullet if somebody else loses another gun. They're doing a good job here of building their economy for later into this half. As we are 5 rounds in, only 10 rounds left. If you're able to build your economy to that nice point, you're able to get those buys in that don't really allow Luminosity to come back into the game. And here we go as Nifty picks up another kill. Great job from Nifty. Yeah, Cello tried to hold on in the site, but it just swarmed. As PKL knowing they're going to, more than likely, going to buy next round, max loss, perhaps just try to find some exits, maybe even just commit with the AK. Any damage dealt here is ideal for Luminosity. 100%. So with the bomb ticking, I think PKL is just banking on perhaps that UMP of Nafly overstepping somewhere. The UMP is not what's valuable here. It's the armor, essentially, as he'll go into the AK. But it looks like Renegades will all choose the safe path out. They'll all exit towards B main, and PKL, I mean, will just be happy to hang on to the AK, so he'll get full utility. I'm not sure what the money's going to be like on Yell's side. I mean, I don't think we'll have, he'll have an opt-out, but yeah, with armor. That max loss is $3,400. It adds up quick, but they have to stop the bleeding at some point, and that's going to have to happen soon, I'd imagine. And I do believe with this buy, we do see the double op setup come out on Yell and Showtime here. So look for them to get aggressive here in this round, move those ops around, try and get an early pick maybe towards that A main, towards that B with the extra op. Yeah, as mentioned on the desk, Cash is one of these maps, the CT side double op is actually so fast, like you can just run it right off the gates if you really wanted to. Exactly. So much pressure you can apply everywhere. And if you can just have one anchor B with an op, you're not worried. Even you can just play retake A with an anchor op. There's so many things you can do. Renegades
This is a
are
great job here from Luminosity. You see the aggressive B smoke that they just threw down. That's going to force Renegades to make the play, and that might get Showtime his first op kill here, as Renegades actually fight it back. They make sure nobody's pushed, and now you see them come out passively. Great job from Renegades. They instantly reacted to that aggressive play, took the fight, and cleared it back for them.
Because if someone gets in Sunroom there from Luminosity, it's almost lights out on the B side of things. It's hard to clear out Sunroom. Take some numbers. Nifty. Nearly catches that player, White Box, playing a dangerous game. He's just going to smoke it and flash himself out. Meanwhile, the bomb, as we can see, is heading towards Squeaky.
Nice pop
TKL.
flash.
Great flash in. Only good for one frag. That's an ideal trade for Renegades. But at least they get information on the Luminosity side, and you can see how valuable that is with Cello now peeking towards mid and getting full mid control. They have a good read, but Yell oversteps his welcome, and Nekis is alone towards Forklift. Essentially a 1v4 on this execution. That Molly's not going to do him any favors, as Renegades will waltz into the site like they own it again, and it's JKS who's starting to heat up, being a full-out savage as Nifty finds the last one. As that is just entry power from JKS. Renegades not wanting to do too much early, but they're applying pressure across the board, and it's keeping Luminosity on their toes.
Yeah, especially when you see that round happen right there. So the aggressive smoke came out from Luminosity towards the B. You saw Renegades, yeah, they adapted on the fly. As soon as they put pressure there, like you said, they moved away towards A. They started taking that A main control. Yeah, the pop flash came in from PKL. Unfortunately, he's only able to get one person. If he's able to get two, yeah, that might change the round. But going down on CT side, a man, right away, regardless of a trade, it doesn't help your team. So Renegades off to a phenomenal start, 6-0 here. And on top of that, the economy on the Renegade side, it's bolstered. It's looking pretty.
Looking pretty. As the scoreline is half and JKS have really started to hit some shots, even if it is just against armor and pistols. You can see these boys are not messing around. As he's going to find one more for the road, as it is just Showtime with the P250. And I think he'll get caught out eventually. Not much he can really do. Perhaps getting a rifle here. But this is going to be a 7-0 for Renegades on the T side. And I said they needed to stop the bleeding when they got the double ops now. That was a nice one. Okay, that was a team flash, I think, from Renegades. I got that player, but no harm, no foul. Renegades will keep 4 alive, go up 7-0. I imagine Luminosity will break out the op once more. I'm not sure if they're going to feel comfortable going into the doubles.
I mean, whatever happens at this point, let's say Luminosity come back in and win this round. Look at the money on Renegades here.
So 16K.
Right? Yeah, 2 people sitting on 16K. AZR 13 or 14 himself. I mean,
takes what, 3 rounds to break them?
I mean, more than three, especially if they're getting plants down.
Yeah.
So at this point, if you're the Luminosity side, yeah, you can win this round. But how many people are you going to have alive at the end of this round? Are you going to have one person? Because if you only have one person, did you really hurt Renegades? Because they're going to buy up. Their economy is actually way better than yours. They're going to have ops right back on the field, no problem. So for Luminosity, going into this round, keeping the majority of their team alive, 4 people, even 5 people, having a perfect round is very important.
And they did just take a pause to talk things through. So they will go back in towards the double ops on Yell and Showtime. This allows Showtime to nearly play solo B and just narrowly misses. I like the idea there with the smoke and flash. It allows him to commit to an early peek. But still counting his lucky blessings there. That bullet just missed him. Oh, look at Cello though. He's actually gotten to back checkers. So Showtime goes for the aggressive peek and Cello gets himself in a prime spot.
Ooh, nice smoke.
Yeah, he's going to try to get himself out. Showtime, back sight. Sets up Cello to be so sneaky here. He will find a hazard, and he's going to find a second. That's bomb. Nifty's down. It's JKS and Nafly. And another great flash coming in. I think that may have been a Renegades flash from JKS in Vents. Caught Nafly. As now JKS in a 1v3, and no, not going to happen. Cello, a lovely little bait from Showtime to fall back to sight. They wanted to chase the opera down, which is what most T-sides would do
Cello
there.
actually created a wall for himself, an area. You saw that smoke, like you were calling. It comes into checkers. Cello smokes in front of that smoke, creates a little bit of a space for himself, comes out around that, and that's where you see him start picking up those kills, ending up with 4 frags. And on top of that, I do believe Luminosity had 3, maybe 4 people alive by the end of their round. So that was a great round. And it started with Cello making that great individual play around that smoke. Great job from him. And now he's spammed down to 20 HP. A little payback from Renegades for the last round.
Yeah, a little bit of karma. Happened quickly. Being 18 HP in vents, that's a rough way to start the round off.
Oh yeah, especially if a Molotov comes into
Yep.
checkers, comes over the vent. I mean, he's probably not going to be able to escape here.
A fight is his best option almost. Those Renegades, you can see they're a little more set up towards the A site, where Luminosity are playing heavy mid to retake A. Now, without having any truck pressure, it's a very one-sided kind of fight here, with both players having to fight from highway.
It does look like they're smoking off highway, going for another squeaky burst. That Molotov and PKL is going to slow them down and maybe allow some rotations coming in from Luminosity. Very interesting setup, not even playing towards that truck area. So if Renegades do come out and they're clearing, they might be able to get truck control as terrorists. And that could be very scary for the Luminosity on the retake.
That makes retake so much more difficult, especially towards this A site.
Great pick from Nifty towards that middle, though, to start that round and open it up.
Yeah, PKL knows he has to make a play. He doesn't have much help. He's going to try to fight from sight from single box.
Ooh.
That Molly now to his left, stops him pushing in the sight, and now he just gets sprayed down. Nekis is good to get one back, as he's going to get a second, but an immediate trade from Instillo, and that's been Renegade's strong point. The answers on the frags from Luminosity immediately. As Shello and Showtime, they pretty much have to go for this retake at this point based on the scoreline. Lovely flash. Shello gets dropped, and it's Showtime retaking with an op. It's not going to happen, friend. That Molly is even going to make it worse, as he's just going to try to save it, and Renegades
Renegades are going to hunt here. That was a great job out of Renegades once again. You're seeing it every single round. Their A is methodical. The Molotovs are placed where they want. Nobody's overextending before they need to. And that's some great CS that they're coming out here, especially coming off that SLI win in Shanghai. I mean, they're not letting up any momentum. They're coming out full force here. The pace is phenomenal, and 8-1 for them.
That shoulder peek from Nifty just baited out the shot from Showtime, just so perfect. And I mean, this is just a sound game of CS right now from Renegades.
100%.
Minimum errors, really, to be honest. You look for these errors as a CT side, especially being down this far. You look for perhaps an error you can try to find. Showtime almost found it in the previous round, peeking towards B main with his op. Perhaps he figured he could catch one of the Renegades members off guard. As we're just starting to go down the rabbit hole at this point. I think Luminosity needs CT rounds. It nearly needs to start with the next rifle round. As Showtime will get caught out. Was able to deal damage, but with no armor, it's so hard to find anything into this. Nekis will get one, actually. Ustillo was tagged, so he'll get two for his troubles. But Renegades, I don't think they're too bothered by this. They have so much cash. As it is just PKL, and he's just going to peek it and fight it. And yeah, 9-1. And as a CT side cash, now I know it is, some people consider it T-sided. Would you?
Yeah.
It's T-sided.
I mean, I consider it a little bit more even with the
Yeah.
terrorists having, if they get off to that momentum start, I think just because of the economy resets and everything, I do think it favors the Ts on this map, whereas like on maps like, I don't know, we can say Inferno, where you can force up a little bit more, get those CZs on close distances.
Yep.
The economy isn't much of a factor for the CTs. However, on a map like Cash, where you need those double ops, you need that utility, you need the Molotovs to really retake places. It's hard for Luminosity right now. Great pick.
Yeah, the boost on towards quad. Yell will start it off, and now he'll use a flash to try to reposition himself. But with the smoke in front of him, it makes things difficult. As you can see, they're pretty much out of utility. No mollies to slow us down from Renegade, just smokes. Instillo doesn't mind running through it, gets the first on site in the second. Instillo just opening up the site again for Renegades as Nekis will try to hang on. He's able to get one answer back pretty much every single round when they go for these A takes.
Oh, look at this, though.
Oh.
Renegades sending the bomb back to B. Showtime's actually oh, man, a couple more seconds.
Yep.
Showtime would have been able to fight that 2-on-1. But now he's going to be rotating back over towards that A site. You do see JKS pushed in towards that CT now. And AZR finishing off Showtime 10-1, Keith.
It's a crazy start.
Did not expect this here, especially considering that, the last time they played, which was, I believe, a week ago, maybe even 4 or 5 days ago,
Yep.
it was a 16-14.
It's also important to note, Renegades are good for the rest of the half to buy.
Oh,
Pretty
yeah,
much,
no matter
they're
what,
set.
no matter what. I mean, I'm looking at this half to end as they give up this round as well. You see Luminosity go back onto that eco, 11-1. Well, we're looking at maybe a 12-3, 13-2, because I don't see Renegades giving up any pace here.
No.
They're on phenomenal form going into this first match today.
And they haven't even lost much to ecos or pistols.
No.
Which is, it shows to the clean CS they're playing. Very.
And once again, there you go.
That shot from Naflitz grows. His Nekis gets caught jumping atop sandbags. And Luminosity should just get cleaned up here. It's another round and they have to just go for upgraded pistols. And there comes a time where if the scoreline's this big, you'll see some teams panic buy and just say, you know what, we're buying every round. We have max loss, we're just going to buy. I haven't seen that from Luminosity yet. They've been very determined on getting the ops out, still trying to get rifles out, so perhaps they're not discouraged.
Well, the half hasn't run away yet. They can still pull off an 11-4. What I'd like to see, though, on the Luminosity side is maybe a little bit more presence. You see them put that presence towards the B area with Showtime's op. I'd like to see them do a little bit maybe more early A main control. Just smoke it off, take it, play a heavy A main presence. Because it does seem like if Renegades does get into that A area, that's where they're able to capitalize off of. They're able to push out that squeaky. They're able to push out that main with those Molotovs, and their A hits have been phenomenal. I feel like if for Luminosity right now, contesting that A, not necessarily playing a passive in sight, but fighting
getting
in that A main
control maybe.
Exactly.
Yeah, right off the get-go.
Exactly.
Maybe Yell's hoping to get a good spawn for it and maybe take the peak, but looks like it is just going to be nothing crazy from Luminosity. This is very standard, right? A very standard default for CTs, nothing out of the ordinary.
PKL might get caught here by Nifty's op if he's not too careful. Even that Molotov can come in out at any moment and just push him right into Nifty.
Renegade's utility usage has been on point as well, to note.
Interesting smoke here. And here comes the A execute.
Yep. And here comes the molly from Nifty. He's actually going to line it up.
Oh,
that's
Shroud
smart.
molly.
Yeah, Shroud molly.
I like it.
Or the Ethan spot, as some people are starting to call it.
No, that's Shroud spot.
It's Shroud spot forever, but it looks like PKL. I
Great
like this
job.
Renegades. Yeah, they throw the smokes and try to bait out something from Luminosity,
And
as
they
they
still
still
have
have
two
two smokes and a
smokes.
molly. Yeah, so they're still ready and ready to go at moment's notice, giving time for JKS to work up mid, and they can still fall back if they really want to. But I think this is just gonna be a JKS fake.
Exactly. He's pulling the highway guy over, and that's gonna maybe pull one more person. That execute coming out, instead of there being 3 people now, there's 2 people, and one of those has 4 HP.
Oh, and Yell, no luck on the op, and he still cleans up PKL. All of a sudden, it is just devastation for Luminosity. And Showtime and Cello, I mean, at this point, you're down to 11-1. I'm pretty sure you just commit to this, try to take as many fights as you can. They'll get the dinks in, but no frags, as it's just Cello in a 1v5. This is going to be 12 for Renegades. I think that's pretty safe to say, as we've seen something new almost from Renegades every single round, whether it be a very slow, passive play, getting mid-control, the throwing smokes and baiting. We've seen different showings from them so far.
Yeah, I definitely agree with, I mean, maybe not necessarily the strategy, but just the pace.
Just the pace, how they switch it up all the time.
Exactly. Within the round, you're seeing Renegades now. They'll go towards A. They don't necessarily have to do an execute. They'll throw the double fake. They'll get people out in other spots, and then they'll come back to the site. Yeah, and that was another thing I was going to point out. Just the core group, or even all 5 of the Renegades players are playing phenomenally. AZR and A frags, I mean, that's just an equal round difference to get him to catch up to the rest of his teammates. It's not really a big deal being on A frags, especially with the way your team's playing right now.
Yeah.
Because at this point, they're getting the frags before you can even get to them, you know what I mean? Renegades playing phenomenally here. 12-1 scoreline as we're looking at another, I'd like to say weak buy on the Luminosity side. Only 1 Molotov. They do have 5 smokes, but only having 1 Molotov, there's not really much retake potential going on there.
Renegades aren't too bothered about the smokes because the majority of them get used right at the beginning of the round, and Renegades haven't really done anything too aggressive into this one at the beginning.
Well, now we do see the Luminosity doing that aggressive A. They may be able to get a kill here, and you do see Renegades now moving towards that squeaky area, moving towards that A main, and this is where it could go in Luminosity's way, and maybe a second round.
If that highway player can't fall, though. If they get pinched in A main from a squeaky and A main push, spell disaster for Yell and PKL. As they'll call that squeaky out opened. The highway player is not spotting it just quite yet, as Nexus is more concerned with mid. He has so many places to look. And without a molly, he can't really stop them from running out. One flash.
Nice flash.
Yeah, it was perfect. Full blinded both of them. But with 50 seconds, Renegades still have time.
And
Look
they're
where the
going
bomb's
towards the
headed,
B
yeah.
side.
And now Naf will find Cello in mid. That was actually mid-vents. So this opens up the B side completely. Luminosity having to commit 3 players towards A because they felt like that's where it was going to be heading. And Nifty's just going to be here alone on a solo mission. He'll keep those players at least towards A on a slower rotation. As Showtime needs to step up. He needs some frags into the words of sight. And no, Ustilo hits a lovely shot. And now the B side is completely conceded. As Nekis will spot the player in front pit, but the molly, the flashes, everything from Renegades is just shutting down Luminosity as Yell is in a 1v3. The bomb will go down with 12 seconds remaining. And what can Yell really do here? Nothing. Azur will pop his head like a watermelon, and we're looking at 13-1.
I did not expect this, Keith.
It's a statement to come out like this in the first opening BO1.
Yeah, definitely opening the eyes of, I guess, the rest of the teams here. Just look at the way they're playing right now. I can guarantee you there's some other teams at this tournament right now that are saying, oh, man, we're going to have to be watching out for these guys. As Renegades up 13-1 against Luminosity going into this final round where we see MP9s, Umps, and Famouses on the backs of Luminosity here. Not the greatest buy.
The penny buy.
The force, the we need something. And Nafly getting that kill on Neck is through that smoke middle. Not a great start once again for Luminosity. But look at that. The A main push gets them that kill onto Nifty, gets them that control, and maybe here it's going to be possible for them to pick up this round.
I need some kind of information, though. We actually see them poking, prodding towards B, and that's a good frag for PKL. Perhaps overstays his welcome again. That's a couple times I've seen some Luminosity players where they get a frag, brings it in their favor, and immediately gets just thrown out the window. As we'll see Nafly working up towards White Box. He should catch this player in sight. No, playing very safe just behind default. As the bomb is going to work in A main. So this player Truck, on his showtime, if he can spot this accordingly. The player in sight's going to peek highway. Yell goes down. And Naf is just going to smoke and hold rotations. He's actually going to go through his own smoke in a moment, I imagine. If not, just sit there. And here he comes. Big win for Showtime. There is still JKS and Azur to find as the bomb gets planted. Showtime's flashes are on point. He's going to push up JKS for the Fammy. Not the best weapon for that situation.
Nice
and JKS
job.
on 2 HP gets the last 14-1. And that is just a flattened Luminosity, I'd say. That is. How do you feel about that?
A-side quad post plant. That's probably one of the greatest post plant spots in the world, and JKS shows us why. Great 2 kills from him after that plant. You see Showtime pushing up on him. Nothing he can do, and look at that. Naf,
133.
Naf is 16-7 right now, 133 ADR. I mean, like I said, when
I think that speaks for itself, right?
Yeah, if Naf comes out to play, he's a huge impact player.
We talked about Yell being the star player for this team with his op. I think he had it 3 or 4 times on the CT side. They just couldn't find any success with it, even when they ran the double ops on Showtime and Yell.
Well, it was just a testament to how Renegades was really putting towards the mid-round to late round. They were not really looking for any peaks that were not being flashed, not being double peaked, and that really helped them in that op situation because even if there was an op peaking, well, if you're flashing the corner before, if you're double peaking, there's a good chance you're either going to push that op out of the angle or you're going to be able to get that instant trade. So it was a great job overall from Renegades here to really just shut down Luminosity CT side.
Well, going into this next one, Luminosity and Renegades,
I mean, for Luminosity, you got to come out, you got to get this pistol.
Yeah,
but even
it
then,
goes without saying, right? Without pistol, it's
even
over.
then, even when you get the pistol, your back's against the wall. Yeah, you might be. Let's say they win the pistol, they get the 3 rounds.
You have to be flawless, right?
You have to be flawless in your rounds. You need to build economy because at this point, if you're winning the rounds, yeah, you may have 1 person, 2 people alive, but if you don't have 3, 4 people, the second Renegades get their first round, well, your money's shot.
Yeah.
And going on that 15th round, well, you're going to be coming back with a very poor buy, and that's going to favor, once again, the Renegade side. So, Luminosity's got their work carved out for them.
Well, this is a new Renegades that has only started to form, really, come into play the last couple months. I mean, if you look at them as a whole, right, other than the minors, they haven't had too much success in other tournaments outside of Shanghai. So I'm excited for the future of this roster.
Yeah, Shanghai was definitely the first big win for the Renegade side. They've seen some roster changes over the last little bit, but I think now that they've settled in on this roster, we're really starting to see the performance, the development of a great team.
Nothing like a little bit of North American flair on a Aussie team.
Hey,
a little bit of NAF and Nifty in your life.
When continents connect,
magic happens.
Oh yeah.
14-1. They will, of course, swap sides. And immediately Renegades, when the kit in play, they are going to be playing retake A. As Luminosity, all the weight's on their shoulders. Renegades are not feeling any pressure. They're going to try to fight this white box player who doesn't necessarily have to peek. But the USP and range advantage, he'll say goodnight Showtime. And it looks like Nekus wants to re-peek it, but I mean, what do you do against a Nifty that's hot?
This entire Renegades team's on fire right now, and unfortunately for Luminosity, they're hard-pressed to find an answer.
Yeah, they are. Perhaps B, maybe the solution to their troubles into this round. Cello will lead the charge.
Look at Naf now in that checkers area.
That's a tricky corner to clear, especially with JKS playing headshot.
Exactly. And it looks like Luminosity might even commit before they clear that corner, so look for Naf to pick up maybe 1-2 kills.
And JKS first point of contact. Great flash. They're not going to check it. And JKS goes down without a frag, and actually the will get cleared by Cello. Lovely peek into that. As they will get the bomb down, have a man advantage in towards this post plant. Now keep in mind there was a kit in play. So time is in 5 seconds. They have more to spare. As Nifty's going to be the first point of contact. They're going to go out towards Tree at a moment's notice. It's going to be hard for the Renegade side. Perhaps Pistol will go towards Luminosity as Nifty jumps out. Great frag on Renegades. That's his second. But no, there's just too many angles and too many players for him to deal with as Azure in a 1v3. Default spam, and they're peeking him. They gave him a chance, but PKL will at least get the second round for Luminosity. So they pick up Pistol. Now they have to continue to be flawless. Can't falter. You can't let the engine start to run out of gas. It needs to stay primed.
Yeah, you know what? I can't talk about Renegades without talking about their new coach that they brought in. Kassad, the ex-Mouse Sports coach. Huge impact for the team. The second he's been coming in, you've seen the turnaround. And he's doing a great job. And I can't believe I didn't bring him up with the core lineup because he is just as important in the success of this lineup as any of the players. So great job from their coach. I really feel like he's a crucial part of turning this team around.
Nifty with his deagle. We've seen some crazy things on cash from this man. Maybe this round will provide us the same. As Cello will get out towards mid. Nifty, just as I talk him up, he will get talked down from Nekes. So Luminosity, if they can go clean in the first 3 rounds, and the first test is rifle, and you know what? From there, I'll start to believe, maybe.
This is a good job from Luminosity here, not overextending. Once again, just like Renegades, going slow on those eco rounds, trying to catch out any CTs. Unfortunately, though, we do have Azure, who's pushed up towards that A main. And on top of that, he's got a CZ. Very deadly spot here for Azure to be in. If Luminosity get caught off, this could be a very quick eco round here. And we do see Azure picking up 1, maybe 2. No.
The double peek will come in from Luminosity. JKS with his deagle. Last man and last line of defense. Hasn't found success with any of those bullets quite yet. Although Luminosity, pretty much every player is almost in 1 bullet territory, close to it. But Showtime holding Z from Vents puts us at a 14-3. As that's going to be another just light pistol buy from Renegades, if just straight USPs. So Luminosity have gotten over the difficult task of the force buy and should be easy, breezy, beautiful into this round.
And it does look like with that 1 submachine gun on Yell, he's going to be coming out towards that fast mid, looks like. Maybe looking towards highway. Yep, exactly, to get himself 1-2 kills very early on here. This is a great idea. Might as well farm up that money. You need to at this point because you don't really have a chance here to do it later on in the half. Each round is your last round, pretty much, let's say.
At this point,
yeah.
Well, I love seeing stacks like this towards sandbags. I don't think Luminosity would commit towards mid. Maybe just the UMP of Yell.
Nice
and
Molotov.
It's foiled. Actually, he kind of missed it, but I think it trickled down a little bit. Started to rain fire. As Renegade's just looking, they want to try to get a lucky rotation. As Yell is just doing a great distraction as his teammates will just waltz into B like they own the place, which they do at this point. And that fly with his B250, even with the smoke in front of him, can't do much there. So this is going to be 4 for Luminosity. Yell's looking to farm up. They may have 3 targets in front of them. They're all going to try to peek at the same time, but it's just too easy for Yell. There's a Nafly, the opposite side of the map. Maybe he really likes his P250.
Yeah, he's going to be running around to go to get for Yell now.
Will he get
It's
there
a great idea from him. And I think he's going to get away with it here.
Maybe he'll get away with it. There's a window of opportunity here. Timing may be good. Yell spots him out first. Yell still wants to fight this. He really wanted that ace with the UMP. Maybe Naf will get the UMP, but I think his only goal is making Yell buy armor. Although he farmed out so much cash with the UMP, it almost doesn't matter.
Exactly. Going into this first gun round, though, it's going to be very interesting to see if Renegades, are they able to stop Luminosity right off the bat? Because if they do, that stoppage, I'm going to say we're going to see maybe a 16-4 scoreline here as Luminosity, all momentum they've developed all these 3 rounds, will just be going out the window with 1 round win.
Let's see what Luminosity shows us into this. Looks like Yell's going to go up and over very early into the round with his op.
Ooh, close, close.
Spots him. Can't land the shot required.
Smoke's being exchanged towards that B side as well here. You've seen that aggressive play from Showtime. He's a lot more aggressive than Renegades were towards that B side in terms of creating presence. And it's interesting here. I like the confidence from him. He's not afraid to play a little bit more aggressive, play his style of CS, even though their backs are against the wall. And that's what you need to really come back. Ooh, close again.
Nice little sound cue shot. Just off the mark. So it looks like Renegades have gained a little bit more into this round at the beginning than Luminosity have, due to just having Nifty having a main control. That's something LG will have to fight for if they want to get it back, but it looks like their focus has shifted towards the secondary site. But the setup is very dependent on Nav staying alive here. It's broken. Can he win the opening duel with Jelly? We can. Nekus will try. Damage is down as JKS gets 2. So good play from these 2 players.
Oh, and that smoke missing is going to be huge again, as you're now seeing AZR picking up an easy kill. Oh, just misses Nekus.
Said easy.
But the HP on the Luminosity side, I hate to say it, not looking too good, as we are going to see this retake come in. Nifty getting legged.
Down to 8 he'll go, as Yell is going to be playing around default. It looks like they're going to double up tree. Keep in mind they don't have a kid. It was actually on Nafly, so it's dropped in checkers. And they may just concede this in a couple more seconds.
They're going to go for it.
Looks like, yeah, you're right. Great flash in. It just missed. It's off the mark. You still doesn't check B main, although he saw where the flash came from. And Nifty on 8 HP is going to try to save it. Perhaps, did he not see the flash coming in from there? I think he did, right?
I think he did. I think he maybe was just playing off the timing and hoping that he could slip into the headshot before.
Take a fight with player sight before the peak comes in.
Exactly, exactly. Unfortunately for him, it didn't work, but I'd like to point out that Luminosity, that round was not going to go their way if not for Nekis in that pit picking up that frag on Azur. That was a huge gap in that smoke there that almost caught them out. Lucky for Nekis there. Great kill onto Azur, and that really gave Luminosity the chance to get into the site, get that bomb down, and play a post-plant situation.
Well, Nifty saving his op. We'll see if he can have a bit of a shooting gallery here against Luminosity into this route. Although his teammates very limited in what they can pick up here. Looks like Nifty wants to get aggressive towards Squeaky. I imagine he'll open it in a flash. Are they doing the flash trick? I'm not sure if they did or not. But they will get Squeaky control. I believe they shoulder peek day main. So they know what's going on.
Now, Renegades heard that aggressive towards the A, exactly. So they're drifting towards that B now. There's only one person in JKS playing with the Deagle. Maybe he gets 1-2, but this should be another easy round for the LG side.
Yeah, and with Showtime getting out as clean as he did, they're just going to have to wait out their own mollies. Which gives time, actually, for Renegades to rotate. So he still gets to heaven in a timely manner. But I think Nifty is going to be the only one who's not very interested in going for this.
No, all of the Renegades players here opting to save their armor, not even really force too many kills, and this is a great idea out of them. They really have no reason to give them any more money than they don't need. They're already going to win the round. Why are we going to give them maybe $900 more into their bank? Great choice from Renegades
run
here,
boost heaven.
Playing passive. Oh, and the nice little run boost to
So
clear it out.
use that often.
Oh.
Second time's charm.
Think?
Wait, second jump. There you go. Alrighty. Lost some teeth in that one.
Good effort, though. A for effort.
Oh, now they know where Nifty is. They line up for him.
And there you go. They're picking up kills because they're chasing on Nifty's off, and this is exactly what Renegades wanted.
Oh,
One,
Nifty get them all? Wow,
2.
there you go.
3K out of Nifty, and he drops all the Luminosity players. The economy damage, I'd like to say it was a lot. Look at the money on Luminosity there. They're shot down. I think there's one person on that side with 7, 8K, and everybody else, they're burnt. So great job out of Renegades there to drop the guns on Luminosity and really burn that economy out. Only Neck is sitting with 9K. So even if they do lose, Neck is going to drop 1-2 guns already, and that economy is going to burn. We probably won't see an op on the field if Renegades win this round.
Well, rifles, of course, back count for the Renegades side. Znekis. We've seen this before where Cello will go up. He'll swing on vents, clear close mid. He'll have a teammate in mid peeking with him. He's actually just going to straight up jump out this time. No fear. And so there's a player, white box, nearly gets the better of him. Purely based on the timing and the peak.
And the Shroud boost going down right now for Renegades towards that A site. Ustillo up there, perfect positioning. They're going to be able to play a little bit more passive on the A side, as you now see Nifty just opping down towards that highway. And the Sunny has been also taken over by Renegades. So great map control.
Wow.
From the Australian core, featuring 2 North Americans.
Some would say the better 2 players. Not biased.
I think they're all great.
Yeah,
I think they're all great.
That was just a little jab. JKS is going to try to hang out from Sunroom. As Nafli tries to help him out, so a good trade for Renegades for now. Naf needed to stay alive, gets caught as he tries to fall back towards B main. Or towards Tree, excuse me. Meet up with Nifty. They threw the bomb, it baited a Nifty shot. That was interesting. Oh, he was going for the wall bang. I thought he was going to
Good Molotov coming in. That's going to do some big damage. All right, takes off about 20 from PKL.
Depends on your definition of big.
Another Molotov on AZR, and that's going to be huge here for this retake scenario.
Where's he going to use it? Mid-sight. We'll take the opening fight, Nekis. Great shot, Ustillo. Good damage dealt towards the player on site. Nifty's going to try to fight out of tree. Under tarp and
kill.
default, and it looks like Nifty getting tagged down to 20 wants nothing to do with it. So 7 for Luminosity. I'm starting to believe it's still a lot of rounds to get. I mean, the rounds aren't, even the rounds they're getting aren't that clean, right? They're down to 2 players.
At the end of the day, as long as they're winning them, I guess.
They don't really care, do they?
Yeah. I mean, it's still a very steep hill to climb here for the Luminosity side, but they're doing a phenomenal job of clawing their way back in. Hopefully here going forward, they're going to be able to pick up these next few rounds. Maybe if they do lose a round, it's going to be later on within the half, and then they can win the following round, just reset Renegades, and then maybe take it to an overtime and finish out the game there. But nonetheless, Luminosity still backs against the wall. I don't think they're off that wall yet.
No.
They're trying, but Renegades is making it very hard for them.
Long way to go.
And look at this force buy up from the Renegade side. 3 CZs and ump to play around Nifty's op.
Fair enough.
It's not a bad idea. You might as well just invest a little bit because Nifty could do some work. You might as well help him out. Maybe your armor and CZ is going to get you a couple more kills. So great choice from the Renegade
Nifty
side.
just can't go down towards B. He's got no help. Smoke off towards A main. Azar.
Good Molotov.
Yep. Doesn't want to play in the fire. This is such a big stack. Now, Luminosity have peeked a little bit towards the A site, but they're still a little unsure as to what's going on. I bet they have a good idea that it is a stack somewhere. They're just figuring it out can be difficult, especially with Nifty being in this position. May catch the first. If they just solo peek it, they will. Doesn't take the bait. No, wasn't ready for the re-peek, and he will get caught. Nifty had position, but I think he second-guessed. Perhaps he thought, well, if he jiggled me, they know he's there, and wanted to just try to get out of there.
That's
Instead,
unfortunate.
I mean, it might be an instant save call here from Renegades, as they did kind of half-buy around this.
They're probably going to go look for some kills, maybe pick up an AK or 2. You might as well at this point, but still. Nifty, unfortunately, that timing right there, getting him caught out. It might have been one of those situations where he thought he shot and quick switched a little bit too early. I do think that is what it was, because it looked like his crosshair was on him and he just quick switched off of him. So that's just really unfortunate for Nifty there.
Yeah, a little bit of success from Renegades. I mean, 1 frag from Cello. But other than that, Luminosity have been holding on to these guns. So maybe Nafly will get the PKL here. Yeah, the CZ. Within range, he'll get himself an AK. And I think Luminosity want to hunt him down here. Gonna try. Nafly, again, whenever the rounds Luminosity win, 2 members staying alive. But at least they're not allowing Renegades to carry any of their guns over, so no harm, no foul.
Just just looking at economy on
Yep.
Luminosity. That's what I'm talking about, saying that chasing is maybe a little bit too costly at this point. They've been winning. They've won, what, we'll say 7 rounds in a row here now. And in that 7 rounds, well, they've only managed to get one person up above 8K, and that's just a testament to how much they've been chasing, how many people they've been losing within the round.
And at this point, on Renegade's team side, they were already up towards 10K, 11K. They were up there.
And Neck is pushing in front of that smoke. He's maybe going to be able to catch JKS off here.
He wanted to fight towards white box.
Good smoke there. Cutting off Neck is his angle. Or, sorry, it was a flash.
Neck is now a little concerned. Perhaps someone pushed close.
There's the smoke. I was wondering when that would come in, and there it is. Neckers isn't going to be able to work around that middle now, and JKS is going to be able to clear it out, give his team that information, and that's what Renegades needed.
Well, the smoke will bloom in towards A main, and now Yell will be held back, and with 58 seconds on the clock, still 3 mollies up for Renegades. First time we've seen more than one kit bot up, so that's good to see. Because Renegades really don't have too much information. It's going to be a pure, just A take here from Luminosity. They have 2 players back A site. You see 1 player now start to rotate towards truck for Renegades. As they're playing 2 in sight, and NAF towards truck, and JKS. As soon as he spots no one coming towards mid, perhaps he will hit up towards highway.
Does look like the re-execute's about to come out, so this is going to be on Ustillo and his buddy Azzer in the site here to make a big impact for that A.
Oh, nades come running in. Ustillo will peek in the Yell. Azzer, can he hang on? He does have that fly's help, and with 10 seconds, they just need to keep Luminosity out of the site with bomb down.
Nice.
Big play from Azzer as it will switch towards the AK. No time to plant. As NAF is going to be able to kill them. Okay, no, not even Yell. Gets turned on as he's pounding his mouse a little bit there. But you know what? Azzer made the play they needed. They got the round, and that's all that really matters, as it's 15 now for Renegades. It may have taken 7 rounds in a row from Luminosity to get here.
But this is where it gets scary here, because the momentum that Luminosity has, I can't say that they aren't going to pick up this next round. Unfortunately for Renegades, well, if they do lose this round here, Luminosity hit 9, they force you back onto that save, and now they're into the double digits, and this is where this match starts getting scary. So for Renegades, I mean, yeah, they did win that round, but the lack of economy here on their side, I mean, Luminosity poised to come right back in and pick up their 9th.
Oh, Cello gonna get flashed. He'll just straight up take the peak. And still out. Hearing all this, we'll just throw the smoke and hang around a bit longer towards Forklift. But it looks again like Luminosity are gonna be favoring this A site. And it's a very similar setup from Renegades. This time, actually, they'll have 1 player towards mid instead of back in towards Z. So the rotations can come in a bit quicker. As you still great timing on the molly. It allows him to get out safe from Forklift. As he'll just hide in the smoke, and out comes Cello and co. Leading the charge, top red, and Hazard gets caught. Only gets 1 frag as Nafly Scout will ring in, but it's just Luminosity trading like this on T side is perfect for them. They don't mind, they'll get to sight and they'll get the bomb down.
And now with JKS coming in through that A main, it's going to be huge. He's got, ooh, nice little wall bang there from Naf picking up.
Did that go through red box?
I think that went through the wall of the truck wall. Anyways, though, JKS is coming in behind that A main. He's got a nade and a flash alongside Nifty's smoke and Molotov. I mean, I want to say Renegades are in a good spot here to retake this. It's going to be on Yell's op and maybe Cello's AK here to come up big.
Oh, this nade may be money. Naturally, it's
there it is.
Nifty's molly, and
Boom.
JKS finds the last. Great little retake at the end for Renegades as they will win 16-8 over Luminosity. They came out all fists swinging, and when you go up 14-1 in 1 half,
yeah,
I mean, the second half has to be just completely flawless from Luminosity, and it was just a lot for them to overcome.
Yeah, and it did look like Luminosity was putting up a good fight. They were making all the right decisions, but unfortunately, when that one mistake gets made, like you were saying, I mean, that's when your game ends. And unfortunately for Luminosity, they didn't have more rounds to play with. Renegades had all the rounds to play with.
Yep.
And in very convincing fashion, 16-8, we have the start of our night. Or start of our day.
Start of the day.
Start of our day, sorry.
Yeah. It'll be night later.
That'll
That'll
be
come.
nice.